We're on. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this month's hearing of the Tuscaloosa Historic Preservation Commission. I'm Kathy Pagani. I chair the commission. I would like to invite my fellow, today's date is September 10th, 2025, and the time is 5:00 p.m. I would like to invite my fellow commission members to introduce themselves to you, beginning on my right, please.
Tricia Stone.
Wayne Yarbrough. Sonny Deason.
Jordan Morris.
Matt McCool.
Carla Wabash.
Cooper Shattuck.
Thank you. And joining us from city staff this evening, we have Mr. Chad Hobbs, who's the Senior Associate City Attorney, Mr. Jonathan Bowen, the Zoning Administrator, and Mr. Liam O'Leary, who is the planner. I'd like to thank Kevin Jones for providing audiovisual assistance for us this evening. Before we move on to our cases for this evening, I'd like to go over the purpose and the procedures for tonight. The general purpose of the Historic Preservation Commission is that we serve to preserve and protect the buildings, sites, and structures of historic significance in Tuscaloosa's historic neighborhoods. We are governed by Chapter 20, Article 2 of the Code of Tuscaloosa, which includes design guidelines that are posted on the city's website. Our decisions are based on those design guidelines and do not consider use or occupancy. We do consider such factors as architectural style, appropriateness of materials, and how the structure relates to other structures in the immediate neighborhood in determining the appropriateness of an application. An approval of an application requires 5 affirmative votes. If the certificate is approved, please be aware that there will be a final inspection by city staff of approved applications to ensure compliance with what was approved this evening. Here's our procedure. This is a public hearing. It is televised live on local cable, streamed online through Facebook, and is being recorded to be posted on the city's website. We ask proper decorum, civility, and respect for others at all times. Prior to this meeting, notice was sent to adjacent property owners, and the public has been notified of the applications to be presented tonight. This hearing is a chance for the applicant to present their case, for the public to make their views known about the project, and for commission members to gather relevant facts about the application before making its decision. And here's how we will go through this. City staff will introduce the application. The applicant will then have a chance to make any comments. The commission members will then have an opportunity to ask the applicant questions about the case. I will then open the hearing to public comment. At the close of public comment, the commission will then discuss the matter and vote on the application. A notarized designation of agent form should have been provided to city staff for any representatives of an application that are not the property owner or immediate family member of the owner prior to tonight's hearing. Immediate family members, and we define that as a spouse, a parent, or a child, do not have to provide such written authorization when speaking on behalf of another immediate family member. We ask that you please leave the signs in your yard. City staff will be around in a couple of days to pick them up. All right, moving on. The commission members have had a chance to review tonight's agenda items. Do any commission members have a conflict of interest as defined by Section 6 of the commission bylaws with any of these items? Seeing none, we'll move on. I'd like to ask city staff if proper notification has been provided for each of the agenda items.
It has.
Thank you very much. Let us move on to our first application, please.
Good afternoon, Commission. Moving on to our first case tonight, HPC 4425, Allison Turner petitions for a certificate of appropriateness to paint previously unpainted brick on the primary structure located at 51 Guildswood in the Guildswood Historic District, Council District 4. Here we have an aerial view of that property, along with where it's situated in its historic district. Here we have the subject property, adjacent property to the east, to the south, and to the west. The proposal will include painting previously unpainted brick on the primary structure. Here's that primary structure one more time, along with the rear of that property. And this is an image provided by the applicant showing what the structure would look like with painted brick. The applicant did also provide a few photos of other houses in the area with painted brick. Here's one and another. They did provide more photos, and those are available for you in the packet. The material will include paint, And here are applicable design guidelines for painting. Any questions for staff?
We don't know the date of that house, do we?
I'm sorry?
The date of that house? I don't have the packet with me. Do you know when that house was built?
I believe 1970.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Any questions for city staff?
Does that make it a contributing house then, or not? Because
We do not have information on whether it's contributing or not currently.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me invite the applicant or the applicant's representative to step forward, please. Good evening, and we will need your name and address for the record, please.
Okay, Allison Turner, 51 Guildswood, Tuscaloosa, 35401.
Thank you.
My husband.
Todd Turner, 51 Guildswood.
Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like the commission to know about your application? What would you like to tell us?
No, not really. We just would like to just kind of update the house. Some areas on the brick that need repair. So, you know, as far as that goes, when you start trying to match brick, like a little spot that's broken off, it's hard to match. So we prefer just to have it painted a little updated. I do want to keep the historic look. I think white paint, cream paint in that area is definitely still historical and would fit the neighborhood.
Are there any questions for the applicant? Well, that was easy. Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
may have a seat, and if
Okay.
we have any further questions, we'll bring
Okay.
you back. Thank you. There have been no public comments submitted. Is there anyone here to speak in support of or opposition to this application? Seeing none, I'll close the floor to public comment and open the floor to discussion by commission members. We're a quiet bunch tonight.
Based on the, the era of this house and the general style, and that the brick color is not crucial to maintaining the integrity of the style of the house like it is in many other cases. Additionally, there's no specific brick pattern that would be concealed by painting this house, so I don't see any particular issue.
Any further comments? All right. We have a standing motion to approve HPC 4425. Allison Turner petitions for a certificate of appropriateness to paint previously unpainted brick on the primary structure located at 51 Guildswood in the Guildswood Historic District, Council District 4. We shall vote, beginning on my right, please, Ms. Stone.
yes,
Dr. Yarborough?
Yes.
Mr. Deason?
Yes.
I'll vote yes. Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. McCool?
Yes.
Mr. Alabash?
Yes.
Mr. Shattuck?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Turner, your application has been approved this evening. Should anything change, please see city staff before you proceed, and good luck with your project.
Moving on to our final case tonight, HPC 4525, Mitchell Weist petitions for a certificate of appropriateness to paint previously unpainted brick, construct a pergola, and exterior alterations to the primary structure located at 11 Audubon Place in the Audubon Place Historic District, Council District 4. Just a point of order, Commission, before I continue, the applicant did remove the construction of the pergola from this application, so that is no longer a part of this, and they removed it after the legal notice was distributed. So here's the aerial view of that property. This is 11 Audubon, and this is where it's situated in its historic district. Here's that subject property, the adjacent property to the north, to the south, and across the street to the east. So the proposal will include replacing 3 of the existing windows with aluminum-clad wood windows. They'll match the existing size and design of the windows that they already have on the property. One of the windows, a 4th one, will be replaced with a glass block style window, and then they are proposing to paint previously unpainted brick on the primary structure. So here we have that primary structure one more time. Here we have a side-by-side. The applicant did provide a photo showing what that painted brick will look like. Just want to bring your attention to those windows on the bottom floor there. This awning type structure is not part of tonight's application. If it were to be added, it would require a separate application. Just wanted to bring your attention to that. So here's the side of the property. Let's see. This is the window on this side that is being proposed to be replaced. And I'll have a close-up view of that right there. And then the other three are going to be on the rear of the property. These two here, and this one at the top of the structure. So here we have a close-up of those two toward the bottom, and then that one on the top. That top window is the one that will be replaced with the glass block style window. The other three windows that I showed you will be replaced with the aluminum clad wood. Those windows will match the existing size and design of the existing windows. Here's an image of what that glass block style window will look like. The applicant did confirm that the blocks would be glass and that they would be held with wood and silicone. So the materials will include aluminum clad wood windows, the glass block style windows with wood and silicone, and paint for the brick. Here's some specifications for those glass block style windows. You can see that they do include that silicone material for the joints. Right there. And here is the spec sheet for the aluminum clad windows. As you can see, that does confirm that they will be aluminum clad wood. So here are applicable design guidelines for windows and their materials and painting. We did receive 2 public comments in opposition to this request. Do you have any questions for staff?
Can we see the front facade again?
Yes.
Of the house, thanks. Thank you. Are there any questions for city staff? Right. Thank you, Mr. O'Leary.
Thank you.
Let me invite the applicants to step forward, please, and if you could state your names and address for the record, please.
Mitchell Weist, 11 Audubon.
Christina Weist, 11 Audubon.
Oh, welcome to the hearing tonight.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like the commission members to know?
A few things. So first of all, I think the rendering was, I think the coloring was way off, just to let you know. It looked rather yellow. It would actually, the paint, the proposed paint would actually match the plaster exactly. What wasn't included, what was sent with the home inspection, with the deterioration of the mortar in several areas, including, and I'll let my husband speak to the tuck points in a moment, which is compromising some of the structural integrity of the home. And what happens is when you try to match the mortar, we also had some pictures that showed where they already tried to match some of the mortar. There's already 2 different colors of mortar. 3. So we would be adding another mortar color, which is the reason that we were asking just to paint it all the same color. So I apologize for the coloration on the picture. It looked very yellow.
Thank you.
Additionally, I wanted to point out that the window up top was actually not the one that was going to be blocked. The windows that he showed you right there. Okay, so if you'll stop right there, the windows that he did show you are all going to be replaced, or that's what we were proposing, because what was put in, I believe, unapproved, was storm windows. So they don't function, and then they took spray foam around the interior to hold it in. So now the glass block, if you're looking at the picture to my right over the pointed roof, I don't know how to, yeah, that one.
Right there.
That's in the bathroom. It's actually in the shower. So it's all molded, and it has the wood around, and it's all rotted, which was the only reason that we proposed doing glass block. We couldn't think of what else to put in the shower that we wouldn't have a rot and a mold problem. And then I'll end, I'll let him speak on the tuck points, but I'll end with, we definitely want to keep the integrity of the historical look and feel. We're not trying to change any of that. We're just trying to make sure that the structure also keeps its integrity. Historically speaking, we We just want to make sure that the home lasts. And right now, it does have some foundation issues because of some of the settling that's concerned. Go ahead.
So when you look at the picture of the house, there's a lot of things right there. If you circle the back half of that house, that's not original, that's not time period, that was an add-on. Nope, just the section that's added by the patio.
You can also, if you bring out that drawer, you can actually draw on it yourself.
So if you'll look right here, that part of the house was added on. That is a total different coloration of brick that's what's on the bottom. And then, how do I scroll through the pictures?
What would you like to show?
The front. Okay, so when you look here on the front of this house, right here, and then if you go to the side, the picture won't be there. They took and used a pink mortar. And you can't get that mortar without sawing it all out. There's window ledges on the right side of the house that I'm gonna have to replace all the mortar because it is washed and deteriorated. So when I get done with it, there's gonna be mortar joints all over that house. And I just don't think it will be very appealing to the neighborhood. That's why I wanted to paint it.
So a couple of things. First of all, it was interesting to hear that you have storm windows that have spray foam around them.
Yeah.
Because looking at these photos, I had said at one point, these look like storm windows, but I couldn't tell,
They're
right?
not even windows.
They don't function or
Yeah.
open.
If
So
you
that-
look at that top window, that is a window it's a screen window that they took and slammed against the house, drilled it into the wall, and then spray foamed around it, front and rear.
Wow.
And now, if you look in the picture, you can see where I took and the windows on the ledges that were rotted, I went ahead and fixed those time period to the house with the proper wood and everything else.
And they actually open
And
now.
I've got every window in the house to
Every
where it's
one of them
working.
opens, like they're beautiful.
That's great. That's one of the things that we always prefer with windows, right? With these historic windows, so that wood is really strong, and if they're taken care of, they will last. I do have another question for you. It's about the glass block window. Can we flip around to the back of the house? So it's just a matter of just asking you, not knowing this house and knowing what's going on with that wood. Is it possible for you to keep that outer part of the outer part of the window and have the glass block on the interior side? So you
No.
still have the look of that window?
You can't
You
because-
can keep the ledge, so you see here.
No, you can't. So in the interior part, the problem is that window sits in the tub.
So if you see the ledge.
So when you're
that I
taking a
circled-
shower.
Right,
it's
right.
The whole inside.
Like she's saying the outside.
Yeah, I know. I could keep
The
and knock the
ledge.
window ledges, the outside to look like that, but the inside of the window will be the block.
Right, right. So, okay, so I sort of missed a little bit of that, because I do know, I've seen this in historic houses where the outer window is kept, the glass block goes on the inside because it's a shower, or it's a bathtub, or it's a whatever, and so you still keep that outer look.
Oh, are you saying keep the top half of the window and
Well, I'm
just
just
block the bottom?
I'm just wondering, and I've got this at my house when I had a bathroom renovation.
You just
The orig-
install the block, you just install the glass block inside the existing window.
That's what we're talking about doing. Yes, we're gonna take the window out.
No.
No.
No, the glass out, put the glass block in the tier to where it's not, that window frame is all rotted because they have been washing in that bathroom for the last 30 years, whatever, with it improperly installed.
I wish I would have taken a picture. Did you take a picture of the neighbor, the glass block that the neighbor has?
No, we didn't, because we didn't want to be,
Okay, so our neighbor next door, they have a bathroom that faces our backyard, and they did the same thing. You can tell it's one of the smallest windows in the home, but they did the glass blocks as well.
Yes.
And I don't know another application to keep the block on the inside and a window on the exterior.
It's done. It's done a lot.
Okay.
And that way you still have that look on the outside, but you've got the glass block with your tiles coming right up to that glass block window, so it's sealed up. you're not going to hit any of the wood on the back side
And
of it.
So
I
I
think-
guess my question would be, what would be the purpose of that?
The purpose is just
The look.
maintaining the look of those windows. That, the glass block is a little,
I know, but what I'm trying to figure out is.
it's okay. And talking to the mic.
I'm just trying to understand because the window's rotted.
Can-
So if I have the window replaced, it's still going to be in the bathroom. Do you follow me? So now I'm gonna put a brand-new window for $1,500 in a window, and then I'm gonna put the block on the inside of it? Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm wondering, and having not seen this window and what it's like, and we can ask Mr. Morris, he's an architect, a little bit more about this, whether that rotted wood can be replaced that you have there, but you just leave that on the outside, on the interior side, your glass block goes in as it
Okay.
would normally, and then it's all sealed up and around there with your bathroom tile for that shower area. So it's sealed up, there's no water going to get behind it, but you leave that exterior window so you have this very clean look on the back side.
And honestly, I mean, I think we're open to that. I don't think that's anything major. I think one of the biggest things is replacing the storm windows or the.
Right,
you know,
right, exactly.
That, and honestly, as much as this is not about aesthetics as far as the paint is concerned, rather than structural, I think that is one of our biggest concerns. So I feel like we can kind of work through the window, and it's just an application that we haven't heard of, so I'm not opposed to that at all.
Thank you. Other questions?
When was this house built? And
1928.
it is a
Per
contributing
our,
house?
per our records, it is contributing, and it was built in 1935.
Or 1935.
And I'm sorry, I'm new to the commission, but is it possible, like on this, about the bathroom window, and kind of, it seems like we're creating something on the floor. The packet did not show which windows were going to be replaced. So, you know, like you've had to take pictures. Can we defer that to come back with more information so that whatever Kathy is suggesting, that we're clear about it and we see it in an application?
Yes, if you feel that you don't have enough information tonight to make a decision, you can request or vote that the case be continued to next month.
But just part of the case or the whole case?
We can defer part of it.
Okay.
We've done that before, right? Yes. Yes, we can do that so that you can proceed in some aspects, depending on what is decided. Other questions for the applicants? Let me ask you this, and this is related to some of the public comment that has come in. And it has to do with the style of the house, the importance of the color of the brick, and the issue of the mortar. Because I do understand, we've seen this in our own homes, where the old mortar doesn't have the same kind of fixative in it as the newer mortars have, and so there is this problem with some mortar crumbling. So in replacing mortar, and this comes from public comment about being able to color the mortar so that it's a better match. Because painting brick for us, especially a Tudor style like this, where the difference between the brick and then you've got that plaster is a really important part of the style. So we really take a long pause about painting brick for a home such as this one. But have you addressed or have you talked to your contractor about the mortar and getting a better match with the mortar?
So the problem is, and my apologies, maybe in hindsight, I should have provided the entire home inspection. The mortar is just one of the issues. There are several cracked bricks, broken bricks. Having the home painted actually fixes your appeal as far as the discoloration of the mortar, but it also fixes other problems related to moisture in the brick that's already in the brick, cracks in the brick, and preserving the brick itself. So it does go deeper than just, like I said, just the aesthetics and just the mortar. Additionally, to have to chisel out existing mortar when you have you do have great settlement. I mean, between the kitchen and the living room, you have about an inch difference in settlement in the floor. And this is due to, you know, some of the problems that you're seeing in the mortar with the cracking of the mortar and.
But if it's a floor, so it must be your foundation, right? The piers under the house?
Right.
So I think what you're asking is the mortar color correct?
Right, right.
So my best friend's a general contractor, and I've reached out to him, sent him pictures and everything. That mortar is old. You're not going to match that mortar. So unless I remortar the whole house, it's going to look tacky. If I went in and just did the maintenance of what the home inspection's telling me to do, it's not gonna look good at all.
This, if you look at the top brick, that's been repaired, it's a different color brick. If you look at the addition, that's a different color brick. There's several places noted throughout the first level where you see the brick, both front and back, that have the different mortar. There's just so many problems with the brick already not matching, the mortar not matching, the cracks, broken brick. This actually fixes more than just the mortar.
It's gonna seal it.
Let me ask you, is painting going to stop up the cracks?
So what you're gonna do is when I go through and I do the tuck point on the house, I'm gonna go through and fix every mortar joint on that house. I'm gonna saw out the old mortar, put in new mortar. The coloration difference of that mortar is going to be abundant. It's gonna be quite apparent from the road. Once I'm done, it's gonna look worse than it looks today. I'm saying by painting it, that there's two downsides to paint. One, if there's any moisture in a brick, you're gonna seal it in. Two, it's a 10 to 12 year, you have to redo it every 10, 12 years or keep it up. So that comes at a cost to me. But it seals the brick from any future damage, from weathering or anything like that. No, it protects the mortar and the brick by painting it.
All right, did you just say that you were going to tuck point the whole house?
I'm gonna tuck point the whole left side of that house on every window ledge. It's almost washed out. There's hardly any mortar on any of the brick ledgings under the window. So that all need to be done there. I can give you a copy of the home inspection and show you. He noted it's like all over the place where you got cracks in the mortar that has to be sawed out and put new mortar in. So when I do that, it's just gonna look bad. Like
Okay, so you're just going to tuck point, you're just going to saw out the ones that are cracked already?
We're
Is that what you're
gonna
saying?
clear all the mortar joints out, put all new mortar in, but we're just never gonna be able to match what's up there. That's why if you look at I wish you could see it in person. If you look at the front of the house, the patio is pink. The rest of the mortar is gray. It's pink mortar over that window on the left-hand side, and it's apparent. So there's multiple issues with it that I'm trying to address, and I feel like by when I do the mortar and I get all the mortar fixed on the brick, then I can come by and paint it and seal it, and it'll all look uniformed. Because at this point, the addition on the back don't even match the brick on the front.
I understand what you're saying
Yeah.
now. Okay.
A lot to talk about with this house, right? Other questions? Mr. Alabash? No? All right. You may have a seat for now. We will talk about public comment. We will discuss things. If we have another question, we can pull you back up here. But thank you so much. So we've had two public comments submitted electronically. Is there anyone here to speak in support of or opposition to this application? So the public comments both address the issue of painting the house, and they both mention about matching the mortar, about that it can be done to match closely But these are the public comments. So I'll close the floor to public comment at this time and open the floor to discussion by commission members. We have really, what I'd like to sort of tease it out as 3 components here. One is the painting of the brick, all right? The second is replacing those windows where we have this storm window issue and the sealant around those. And then I'd like to take that bathroom window with the glass block as a sort of a separate issue here, if that's okay with you guys. Just because it's a little different than the other window replacements. So I'd like to know what you think.
Well, when I look at the back of the house and you got the 2 different colors of brick, to me, that would drive me crazy right there. I don't have a problem with them painting it with a bunch of different colors of mortar, and when you dig them all out, I don't see how you're ever going to match that. I think at the public comments, and they were talking about a little bit here and a little bit there, but when you do that much, I think trying to match it, it's going to look like a mosaic pattern. You can see different colors of brick back there, and I think painting it would be better.
I can understand that. I think this back section that was added, A is in the back, B, it's kind of why we were here. Maybe we wouldn't have approved that, or maybe we would have said it's got to match the brick better. I think to the point of the architectural style of the house, and then down there at the bottom, the foundation, you see how the brick goes vertical, and then on that front picture around the arch, you see how the brick is part of the design. I just think what it does in terms of the architectural integrity of the house is going to open up Pandora's box and is not keeping in line with the house. As far as the glass window, I wish we could come back next month and see that as an actual, like what it's going to look like, because I think there was some confusion about, and maybe there's a picture from the neighbors that you can show us about how to keep the frame so that you do have that brown wooden frame, but then you do have the glass blocks. I just want to ask that that be extended just so that we can all be on the same page and understand just communication.
Other comments and questions?
We denied painting a brick when it's integral to the character or there's specific detailing or things like that. When there's not, we've generally approved it. In my opinion, the brick being a contrast to the stucco is integral to a Tudor-style house. And so having the red or the brown or a contrasting color that reflects an unpainted brick versus the stucco is integral to the style of this.
Well, and so going to 2 points that Ms. Stone had made, you know, the addition there on the back being a brick that's slightly different color. In some ways, it's an addition to the house. I don't have a big problem with that being a different color brick because it does mark it as an addition to the house. And in our design guidelines, we often say about additions or things added on that we should be able to distinguish them. They should blend in. They should be distinguished from the main house. So I don't have a real problem with that color of brick on that bump out in the back. I do think with a Tudor house, the brickwork versus the stucco, that contrast is important. I too agree with Ms. Stone. I wouldn't mind seeing that bathroom window. If you could, you know, if the applicants could talk to a contractor, but I know it's been done. It's been done in my home. I have a historic home, and the glass block is on the inside. So the outside is compatible with all the other windows, but on the inside you've got that glass block because it is in a bathroom and a shower. So I know it can be done. I've seen this with other houses too. And I have no problem with the materials of aluminum-clad wood for these replacement windows because I do think that that's an important modification that needs to be done on this house, is to fix those windows. That will improve it too. The aluminum storm windows that are basically glued in place are really not appropriate here.
Yeah, I think I agree with you and Jordan. I I think based on the design elements of this home, especially with similar homes, the painting of this brick would destroy that effectively. The idea of replacing the windows, I'm fine with that. The glass block window, as it's presented, I wouldn't be for that. I think, if y'all want to look at other options, great, because I understand the need for privacy. So that's sort of where I am.
Mr. Wiest, I have a question for you, if you don't mind. Could you come back up for it's just a quick second here? Because I want to know, I appreciate your concerns with the mortar and everything else. Have you talked to a mason, a professional mason about
Yes.
this? And what had they said?
So what he's telling me is that he can't match a 100-year-old mortar. He can't, it's going to be apparent when we put it on the house. It's going to show. I understand your concern about not wanting to paint the brick and keep it to its structure, its original look, but you're not going to be able to preserve it without maintaining it and taking care of it. And when I do, it's going to be an eyesore to the neighborhood. I'm just letting everybody know that that's what it's going to look like. When you look at the pictures, as Liam's come out and looked at it, the people that have repaired this house over the last 20 years have done a horrible job. The windows are incorrect. I've been fixing things on this house day after day. By letting me preserve the house is giving that house a facelift and protecting the brick, painting it, sealing the mortar, doing it the right way. If you guys don't want me to, I won't. But I don't feel like that's what's in best interest of that home at all.
Well, thank you. And I'll just add, sometimes, there is not optimal work that's been done on homes.
And if you guys have more suggestions on what you would do with it, I'll be open to listening to them. But I've reached out to a lot of people, and I haven't had any options other than staining it. And if you stain it, it's a 3 to 4 year fix.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Other points of discussion? Any other comments? Let me ask Mr. Hobbs, I would really like to take this in those 3 steps, if that's okay with you. So in doing it procedurally, we have the standing motion to approve things, but it's as a group. How would you suggest we just take each, I wouldn't mind if we took each thing and voted on each thing. Can we do that on these 3 elements?
You can. So under the commission's rules of procedure, there is a standing motion to approve, but the commission always has the authority to entertain different motions. You don't have to take everything up as a whole. I think the way that you've broken out the different elements of the project between the painting, the windows replacement, and the block window makes sense with the elements of the project. And if the commission wanted to take up a motion to approve or disapprove as to each of those elements, that would be in order.
And do we need a motion and a second to break this into 3 components?
You could certainly, you could certainly do that. I think just a motion to approve as to each element, a motion and a second to approve as to each element would be in order.
Right. All right. So why don't we do that? Right. We'll just take these 3 elements and we'll handle each one at a time. I suggest, why don't we start with I'm just calling them the glued-in windows. All right, those windows to be replaced with aluminum-clad wood. And let's just go ahead and show us again where those windows are. We have these 2 on this, 3 on this side. I've never seen anything like this before, but looking at the photos, it looks like a storm window, but it wasn't making sense. And I'm glad you told us because, yes, because here they are.
Then Liam is the other one at the top.
And then there was one at the top, right? The top of the rear of the structure, yep. Okay, so we have Mr. Hobbs, we have a standing motion to approve these windows, and then we do a motion in a second, or do we just do? Got it. It's, I've lost track, 3 or 4. Is it?
Well, there's 3 windows plus the bathroom.
Okay, well, we're taking the bathroom out. Okay, so those 3 ones, okay. So,
I would move to approve the replacement of the windows as proposed, but for the glass block window.
all right. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you very much. All right, we shall vote, beginning on my left. Mr. Shattuck?
Yay.
Mr. Alabash?
Yes.
Mr. McCool?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Deason?
Yes.
Dr. Yarbrough?
Yes.
Ms. Stone?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. The windows, those 3 windows have been approved. Now, let's move on to the glass block window. For me, I would like to see the applicants explore the possibility, talk to somebody about leaving the exterior, being able to put the glass block on the inside, maintains the integrity of the exterior of the house a little bit better. It is a simple, it's done a lot. And that way, it's in the shower, it's in the bathroom, they've got the glass block, lights coming in, but it's sealed up and it's protected. You may have to replace some of the wood on the inside first.
I just didn't understand what you were saying earlier. Now I can hear you,
Yes.
so that's very doable.
Would you like us just to move on that today, that's what we would approve? All right. Well, that's very helpful. So it wasn't into the mic, but the applicant has said that he would be amenable to that solution. So do I have a motion?
I would move to approve the petitioner's amended application, as he stated here, as you summarized, to maintain the exterior appearance of the window and place glass block or some other suitable material inside to protect the window from deterioration, but maintain the exterior appearance of the window.
Do I have a
That's my
second?
motion.
Thank you. That
I'll
was good.
second that.
Second. We've got a second. All right, we shall vote. Ms. Stone?
Yes.
Dr. Yarbrough?
Yes.
Mr. Deason?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Mr. Morris? Mr. McCool?
Yes.
Mr. Alabash?
Yes.
And Mr. Shattuck?
Yes.
Great, the windows are taken care of. Let's move on now to the painting of the structure. So if we were to have a standing motion to approve, it would be to approve painting of the brick. All right. However, I'm going to let the commission members sort of craft this, but I still feel fairly strongly that with a Tudor-style home, the brick is such an important element, and that contrast between the stucco and the brick is important. I would like to see the applicants work with a good quality stonemason to match that mortar. We understand that it's not going to be perfect, but I think painting that house, once that's done, it's done, and it really changes the look of that house. But I would like to have others, step in, speak up, let me know what they think, and we can craft a motion from that.
My biggest opposition to it is, in addition to the painting, is the painting of the stucco also. That just sort of kills it. But in that respect, it's normally not. It's not painted at all on a Tudor normally.
Right. Other comments?
I think that the unpainted brick is a character-defining architectural feature in this particular case. Kind of where I stand on that.
I would move that we deny the petition on painting the brick.
All right.
Conversely, I move that we approve, so thus no votes are clear.
Okay.
All right.
I've never liked motions to deny.
Okay.
So let's, Mr.
I
Morris?
withdraw my motion.
That was good. Mr. Morris, why don't you craft the motion for us?
I move that we approve solely the painting of the brick, of the brick on this structure.
Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Thank you. So as we vote on this, a yes vote is for painting, a no vote is for not painting. Of the brick. Of the brick, right. So, beginning on my left, Mr. Shattuck,
No.
Mr. Alabash,
No.
Mr. McCool,
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
No.
I vote no. Mr. Deason?
No.
Dr. Yarbrough?
Yes.
And Ms. Stone?
No.
So I'm sorry to say that that part of the application did not pass tonight. You've got a big project on your hands, and I know it's disappointing for you, but keep moving ahead with preserving this house because all the plans you have for it are great, and we appreciate it. Sure. Sure. Come on up.
I think, and I just want to say this, I don't know what the next step is when you say it's denied at this time. But we're Tennesseans. We're from Tennessee, came to Alabama. We want to invest not only in Alabama and in Tuscaloosa, but in this neighborhood. So I think what's slightly disheartening, and I'll get from you what is next with regard to the painting, but I do think what's slightly disheartening is although I know that you all want to maintain the integrity and the character of your definition of a Tudor-style home, by what definition are we going by would be my number one question. Is this a Google definition? Is this a Tuscaloosa definition? Is this I'm not really sure. But all that said, as we pointed out, you have 3 different colors of bricks. You have 3. You have a red, you have an orange, and you have a brown. So although that maybe the addition by your codes can be a different color to differentiate the addition from the original structure, that doesn't negate the fact that there's 2 different colors on the original structure itself. Then in closure, you say, you hope that we continue to rehab and put money in this property, and we'd love to, but quite frankly, I'm concerned to do that because I think we have an integrity issue with the structure that's there. So I don't know what the next step is. I don't know if we're able to appeal. I don't know if we're able to get further information from a masonry and come back. But again, every time we come back, we're coming back too from Tennessee. We've had the
Right.
expense of travel and buying the house already, and we'll continue to do so. But I do want to set the record straight that this is not just about aesthetics.
No, we appreciate that, and you can have a seat. I'll just let you know that the next steps will come from city staff. They will work with you. Questions like the ones you had tonight, city staff are happy to work with you, help you navigate the next steps and all these questions that you asked. I will say, though, when we do talk about, let's use the example of a Tudor-style house, we're not just pulling this out of nowhere. We're using national standards. We're looking at these styles. Field Guide to American Homes, for example, I was looking through that. Tudor style, a really important part of that is the brick. And that's why, we don't really we've already adjudicated this case. And I know at times, sometimes this feels like it's maybe not fair. But city staff can help walk you through some of this stuff and help you move forward. And with other things that come up, we're happy to work with you. We as a commission members really appreciate people who are putting time and thought into these homes. So it may be disappointing tonight, but talk to city staff about that. Well, they'll give you the next steps. They'll tell you what happens next. And you can talk to them about things. They'll take it from here. All right, we have the hearing. They will take it from here. They're really great to work with. And all the questions that you had tonight, they can help you navigate.
Wrapping up tonight, we've had 9 expedited review approvals since the last meeting.
Well, thank you very much.